Alright, we're back. We're gonna watch this and see what happens. Okay, so let's get out. So yeah, we've been having some problems this morning, and this evening, and I apologize for that. Kind of trying to keep an eye on my streaming box and figure out my cable issue. Part of me thinks it's just that I'm trying to go too long with the cable I have. See, the way it works is I have this hooked up to my Xbox One. It's an Elgato. And the Elgato came with about a 2-foot cable. So I have an extension cable going to my desktop across the room. And I don't know if it's just the extension is too long or what, but okay. Huh. Uh-oh. Life support missions. Let's do this then. Hold on. We'll come right... Oh, gosh, dang it. So this is fantastic. Alright, we're gonna go check and see if we can fix this again. Okay, let's try this one more time. Keeping an eye on this to see what happens. Hopefully we don't have any more issues. Otherwise, I may end up just having to switch over to the Xbox streaming client and be done with it. Yeah, well, we're gonna... Nope, not gonna be far.
Life support failure is imminent, Pathfinder.
Dang it.
Systems are failing, Pathfinder.
Yeah, I know.
Several interface connections converge here. I will highlight the ones you need.
Wonder what that did.
I don't know, but I'm about to die. Yep. Alright, well, let's see. So we gotta figure out how... I gotta figure out how to... get through here without dying. Gonna die again. We're gonna die again. This is annoying. Yeah, this is real annoying. Yeah. Well, guess what? This vault's already kind of sucking.
Temperature range, Pathfinder.
And I'm not sure why. Okay.
Several interface connections converge here. I will highlight the ones you need.
Guess I need this.
Wonder what that did.
Well, I can't even reach that.
Well, look at this.
Yeah, I would love to.
Seek safety immediately.
Yeah, we're gonna die again. Okay. I'm at a loss. Yeah, I don't know what to do.
Pathfinder, that will affect your shield.
Okay. So now I'm not suffering from cold?
Highlight the ones you need.
Wonder what that did. Oh, look at this.
Is it me or is this vault kind of broken right now? Oops. Yeah, so how do I get across here? Oh shit. God damn it. No. The problem is I can't reach that. Well, can't go that way. And we're gonna die. Oh, man. Okay.
There'll be more.
True.
Get ready to fight!
Okay. Oh shit. Okay. Okay. So there we go.
Okay, get ready to run. Here it comes! Go, go!
Do I really care about hostiles at this point? Oh shit. And we're gonna die again. Alright. Okay.
Terrifying. Let's get out of here.
Some success. I'll be right back. Okay. Let's get back to our well, my problem was that thing I kept having the cold. There's no way I would have gotten over there in time with the cold. Alright, well, now we've turned on the vault. We've got 100% viability on this planet, so that's something. So I'm kind of thinking I might be sort of done with Voeld. I guess I have those. Well, let's do this. Let's do one more on Voeld. And then we'll get out of here. We'll go do some exploring in other places. And I do want to apologize for the streaming issues tonight. That's on me. I'm working it out.
I'm detecting below normal temperatures.
Hey, can you help me with something? That's all right.
Too bad your people don't have biotics. But that EM ability of yours?
We all have it. It's useful, but not exciting.
You make art with it, fight with it, blow up electronics.
But it also hasn't been a great day for me in general. I have mentioned in previous recordings
Without their shields, taking out these guards shouldn't take long.
I never noticed that there was a cave down here. Now, you would think I fixed the atmosphere thing. I was hoping that the whole, oh man, it's like freezing like a mofo
Life support is
would go away. But it hasn't. Yeah, I wish I knew why I was getting all the slowdown. This got real framey all of a sudden, didn't it? Okay, so nothing else there. Those guys go down. Yeah, this is a rather deep cave now. Anyways, as I was kind of alluding to, it hasn't been a great day. I've alluded in the past that I have Crohn's disease on a couple times here, you know, causing me stomach pains and
Blast away to something in here.
there we go. Alright, so I was watching the recent health bill in the House going through today, and I was a bit, to say that I'm worried is
Angara
a bit of an understatement.
over 500 years as a result of the scourge event.
That would make sense.
Crohn's disease is classified as a pre-existing condition. It means that basically okay. Okay, where's the last guy at? Oh, he's right there. And because of it being a pre-existing condition, you can imagine my concern about possibly either losing or having to pay more for healthcare premiums. Basically, If you're not sure what that is, Crohn's disease is essentially a digestive disorder, normally from birth, but doesn't manifest normally until your teen years. I was a rare case. It was actually exacerbated when I was about 5 years of age. I went through several health procedures, and I was lucky enough to, when I was diagnosed, my father was in the military, and I was able to get decent care.
I'm detecting below normal temperatures. I'm reading a normal temperature range, Pathfinder. Life support restored.
Let's see, I'm just looking to see if there's anything in here. Sorry for jumping around with my story. It's not meant to be that way, but anyways,
Temperature is normal.
over the years, it's been an on-again, off-again thing that I've had to deal with. On most days, I'm pretty good. That helped. Got him. But, you know, like most days like today, you know, it wasn't a great day. But, you know, it was a day where I could function. But then I have other days where it can be a chore to just get out of bed. And it doesn't help that there are other supplemental issues that can come with it. My Crohn's disease has caused me rheumatoid arthritis. You know, stunted growth.
Life support is back online.
And other issues. So it's mostly been under control for a fair amount of time. Oh, okay. Let's go. We'll get you out of there. But in 1995, the condition got rather downright scary for me. And my bowel, my small bowel, had decided to make an illegal connection, which is called a fistula. It had basically made a short circuit connection between my bladder and no shield. There we go. It made a short circuit between my bowel, my small intestine, and my bladder. So you can imagine that it sounds exactly what it sounds like. Essentially, I had poop coming out of my bladder, out of my pee hole, which was causing bacterial infections and everything of that nature.
The temperature is
It was a lot of pain. It was causing E. coli buildup in my bladder. I was having to get on constant pain medication and bacterial. They were trying to figure out what it was, and they couldn't find it at first.
We're really free.
Yep, get out of here.
I don't know how to thank you. I can tell you what I know about this place, if that would help.
That would help a lot.
Kett are trying to get into a room behind that wall. Some time ago, they detected
Huh.
something and focused their attention on getting to it. The Kett made us carry explosives. They were preparing to
So,
blast through.
over 6 months, they try to find out what the problem is. They actually could have found out in February. I had gone to the emergency room, and they ran the test that would have found it earlier. The problem was, the basic problem ended up being I had eaten before I went to the emergency room with the pain I was having. And when they ran the test, because I didn't have clear intestines, they couldn't see the bladder all that well, and so they just assumed everything was fine.
They said my growth was flawed, or maybe it was unworthy.
There's nothing else I need from you. Good luck.
I hope you find what you're looking for. Be careful.
Okay, so we gotta go back to a wall. So for about 6 months, this goes on, and doctors are trying all sorts of different tests, and they're going through the gamut of it being just some weird bladder infection to kidney
We need to figure out
cancer to
scan might help.
Pathfinder, I detect a strong, unidentified energy signature emanating from behind that wall.
There really is something back there. It also looks like we're going to have to blast our way through with the explosives around here. Think we have enough?
I'd say so. We don't want to bring the entire place down.
Alright, let's get to a safe distance and blow it.
Here we go.
So, when they finally find out what happened, here's the thing. I was 23 years old. When they finally found out what had happened, what was happening, I had gone from being 110 pounds to 79 pounds. And I was very literally sitting on death's door with this. It was really scary for me. I honestly thought that I was going to, I thought I was going to die. And it was a scary time for me. It was when I was first living on my own. This came up. I was far away from my my father, not having the same support structure there that I did as a kid. It scared me. And,
It's
you know,
what makes this place so interesting that the cat would fight for it?
it was difficult for me.
How can I assist?
And,
What are you?
An interface for the power grid of this city.
the good thing is I got everything. I got fixed. It took 7.5 hours of surgery, and they found out that I had a lot of problems.
Origin appears to be Angara.
The Angara are advanced, but I haven't heard anything about living AI.
Let's take a pause here just for a second.
This is amazing news. Go get the commander.
So tell me, why lie?
As you can see, I am currently vulnerable.
What happened here?
The Ket aliens talked as though I was evil and disgusting. They planned to take my knowledge and then kill me. I fought them off, but my energy stores are now drained. I am near death.
Another lie. She is tied to a deep power grid.
I beg you, have pity on me. Do not take me from here. I would rather die. I am tired. I am done.
Huh. A weird AI that can lie?
Am I? You are not the ones who designed me. I do not trust you any more than I do the Ket aliens. Or these other aliens. I would rather die.
Ryder, she has now blocked my attempts to scan her.
Okay, this is... I'm open to suggestions here. Options? Thoughts?
No, you're not.
No! I am tired. I will not go. I am afraid, so afraid and angry.
Help me, family, please. I have a family.
A life for a life. Is mine really more valuable than his?
Oh,
You're absolutely right.
Thank you. Thank you.
Wait until my people hear about this. I bet they'll be able to extract at least some data.
huh.
However, knowledge of her existence should prove enlightening.
Seems like the right choice. We'll see, but honestly, she gave me the creeps.
Yeah, thanks. Let's hope it was the right call. At least the
Weird.
cats will get her. Okay, team. What's next?
Yeah, something sound that thing would have ended up being a lot like the remember the genetically engineered oh god, why can't I think of what those things are called now? Those kind of spidery. The Krogan were brought in to fight them. I can't even think of what they were called now. And you had the option to save or kill it. It was extinct. The Rachni. And if you saved it, it actually became a beneficial boon to you years later in the fight against the oh, whatchamacallit. It became a big boost for you during the fight with the oh god, I can't even think of the name of the enemies now either. It was the Rachni, and we were fighting Sovereign and the Reapers. There we go. But if you killed it, later on, scientists created an artificial one. And the artificial one ended up being a problem. And it actually ended up undermining you and killing some of your
The temperature is falling, Pathfinder.
your scientists because it goes crazy.
The ambient temperature is normal.
So, anyways, now that we've killed this AI was very dangerous, it seemed like. The fact that it was angry, it had emotional constructs to it. We probably could have learned something from it, but I didn't like the way it was, and I had a feeling Jaw was going to want to kill me. Come on, Chosen. What's up? These guys are still mad at me. Anyways, getting back to my story. So I had 7.5 hours of surgery. I have a scar going from the bottom of my sternum all the way down to just above my manly parts. And they took out my entire my entire large intestine, which, yay, don't have to worry about colon cancer ever. That's good. So there was some benefit out of it. They had found that my small intestine had actually double herniated through my large intestine, that I didn't have an appendix, that I was missing my ascending colon, basically the part of the large intestine that goes from where the small intestine meets the large intestine up to where it starts to cross over is what's called the transverse. That actually was deligamented and cutting across to join my small intestine. Also, your small intestines are held up by a wiry set of ligaments that keep them kind of sitting in the middle of your gut. And I had none of that ligamentation, so all my small intestines were pressed down into the bottom of my stomach. Or in the bottom of my gut. It was a mess. I was in real bad shape, and I had kind of been that way for many years. Now, since the surgeon, they gave me an ostomy, I basically will have a bag for the rest of my life that I can't have removed unless science finds a way to make synthetic or artificial intestine. I will be stuck this way forever. I have been told there isn't a way to repair that. But I'm alive and, fairly well, and I'm happy about that. But I'm not gonna lie. It means, for the most part, I'm going to need some form of dedicated health care for the rest of my life. I have ostomy supplies I have to buy on a regular basis. If you buy these with cash, they can cost you about $200 a month. That's $2,400 a year. It's, there is a point in my life where, unfortunately, I'm going to have to contemplate the fact that because of my health conditions, it's going to require me to need
Do you get sick a lot?
Maybe. Illness is a private matter. We never speak of it.
Really? No sick days? No starve a fever, nurse a cold?
It's suddenly very hot in here.
Want some Medi-gel?
Hey, alright, so let's go back to the ship. The heck is... Oh, those are mineral deposits, aren't they? Okay. So let's get back to the ship. Anyways, long story short, I'm going to need medical care for the rest of my life. Because occasionally I have flare-ups. They require medicine. They require treatment. There's a possibility that I may have to go on to Humira for continued kind of remission. That's something that you have to go to a doctor's office every 4 to 8 weeks and get injected with it. And it requires monitoring. There's times when I need iron infusions because I'm naturally anemic from the Crohn's disease. There's times when I end up in the emergency room or urgent care because I get dehydrated very easily, because having no large intestine means that about 85 to 90% of the water that I intake goes right through me. It's also why I tend to get kidney stones. Another thing that I've had to go to the hospital for on multiple occasions. So you can understand why I would be watching this healthcare debate with a very, very close eye. I was in a genuine panic over this. Hey, thanks, Potato Baron. Yeah, essentially, it's why I'm so worried about this bill. I have health insurance through my company, and that's great. And when you have, you get your health insurance through your employer. Everyone thinks, oh, well, that solves everything, and you're like, it doesn't, because this bill will allow employers. Number one, I work for a small employer. We have 100 employees, but a lot of those are considered non-permanent workers because we're in construction. So we only have about, say, 35 core employees, which would mean that at any moment my employer could drop its insurance. Now, it is no longer mandated to carry that insurance under this bill. That mandate is removed. If I had to get insurance on my own through this bill that's out now, it would cost me roughly $12,000 in premiums a year. So you're basically saying I got to pay $1,000 a month for everything I need. And that's the choice between me needing to decide, do I move to somewhere that's super cheap so I can afford to have the insurance? And that's just me. My wife has a seizure disorder that affects her. And, combining all those things together, I mean, we could be looking at, $25,000, $30,000 in health insurance. And, I can't afford that. I mean, I'm going to be perfectly honest. I can't afford that. I can't afford to pay, almost $30,000 a month in insurance. So I have to decide, is my health worth it? Do I just, So, it genuinely has me really worried about that. Now, here's the good thing, though. Here's the good thing. Yeah. Here's the one good thing, though. The Senate seems to have had a better mind about this. They've looked at it and they've said, hey, this is going to, there's potentially 30 million people that are going to lose their insurance with this, that gained it several years ago. And believe me, I'm not blind to the fact that that the American, the ACA was perfect. It had its issues. And it needed some tweaking and some fixing. But the Senate seems to realize that. So I'm hoping that they can have a little more brain about them and, come up with some sort of idea that fixes the problem. But we'll see. Well, I'm glad you enjoyed my tale, Potato Baron 3. I know we've gone back a little ways on the Virtual Underground. Hey, shout out to Virtual Underground. I kind of miss that place still to this day. It's kind of sad when it disappeared. And I don't mean to get too political. Hey, I tried. I set up forums on my website to let people come, but it just seemed like people weren't interested anymore. But it is what it is. Plus, I look at it now. There's Potato Baron and myself. We used to belong to a community. God, this is going back 2000. At least well, I think I came in at 2001, 2002. Maybe 2003, and it went a lot. I think it went back further than that. And we have stayed tight for years. And even to the point where when GameSpot had its issues, we moved on to our own forums. But it's funny, we set up our own website. We had a forums there forever, and then we had some issues, and then about 18 months, maybe about a year to 18 months ago, our site disappeared, and we kind of were scattered. But in a way, it kind of represents life in general. I mean, a lot of us had been there for, I've chatted with those guys since, like I said, that's 13, 14 years when that site finally went offline. We've all gone on to have kids. I had a son. We had DJ Lay. He had 2 kids. Yeah. Yeah, I have to look at the Discord thing. But, yeah, that was a hell of a community for certain. So, we don't have anything to say, huh?
I'll let you get back to it.
I'll be here.
So, yeah, that this isn't a political rant. I don't mean to drive people away. But, it's just, hey, I want people to think in general. And some people would say, hey, healthcare is something you choose to have. And I get people that try to make that argument. Insurance is, you choose, well, unless you're in California, we don't get to choose to have car insurance because we get in a whole lot of trouble if we don't have it. So I have nothing right now to talk with anybody.
Thanks for chatting. We'll talk again later.
So I guess we'll go move the, well, I'm saying that's where some people make the argument that insurance is a choice. But for those of us that have had health issues since as far back as we can remember, it doesn't feel like it should be a choice, does it? It kind of feels like, hey, if I need this to, live and stuff, it's probably not a choice. So do I have I do have a different place I can go to, huh? Well, wait a second. How do I go visit that thing? Or did we already visit it? Architect Husk. Have I not been here? Oh. Oh. Oh, yeah, that was weird. I didn't realize that. Yeah, we fought that the other day. I had no idea it ended up in orbit. But, I am of the opinion that healthcare is one of those things that here's a funny fact, just for people to put this into perspective. There are 2 countries in the world that do not have some form of standardized state-sponsored health insurance for its citizens. Chad and the United States. And people want to say, well, state-sponsored medicine, oh my gosh, look at Canada and premiums and doctors and this and that. Yeah, you know what, though? At least they have the option to get in to see a doctor and to get testing. when I was first diagnosed, like I said, my dad was in the military. We were overseas. What if I should go to one of these other weird systems? Anyways. Oh, yeah, I'll check for the invite. Did that come to my email or did I come to a Discord account? I finally set one up. But if I don't see it, I will definitely... I'll let you know on Twitter, Potato. Anyways, when I was first diagnosed, I was in England. And I was first sent to a military hospital. I go to the military hospital, and they basically said, we can't help you. You know, they're like, we cannot help you. They sent me to a hospital in London, the Great Ormond Street Children's Hospital. And a fun fact about Great Ormond Street is, I forget the name of the author that wrote it. He wrote Peter Pan. And he donated the rights to that hospital. He was an orphan, and he felt that the children's hospital, because there's a lot of orphan children that end up at this hospital, he ended up donating the rights to the novel to the hospital. So anytime something was made with Peter Pan, when the Disney movie was made, all that stuff, the hospital got, I think it was a 5 or 10% royalty off of anything that was made with Peter Pan. So, hey, just fun fact for you out there. But in England, it's all state-sponsored healthcare. And I had to go to the hospital a lot there. There were times I was in the hospital for like 6 weeks at a time because of bad flare-ups and losing weight and this and that. But I will tell you, to this day, it was the best healthcare I ever had. It was the best healthcare I ever got to experience. And I say that from a standpoint of these people worked with my parents to... Like, my parents would bring me groceries because I didn't want to eat a lot of the British food because I didn't think it was very good. Sorry, British fans, but I just don't like my eggs runny. I don't like mincemeat pie. I just don't like... I don't like shepherd's pie. I don't like a lot of the stuff. Hey, bangers and mash, that was my jam. I also had doctors that would literally go out in the snow, in the cold, with money that was left for me from my parents to go buy me McDonald's. Because they knew I would eat McDonald's, and my doctors desperately wanted me to eat. And so these guys, on their own time, would walk out, go get me a McDonald's, bring it back, and I would eat it. And it was like a thing. It was like, hey, if you do your tests, you do your blood work, you do your exams, you behave, we'll run out and we'll get you that. You don't get that here. Tell me that's not an amazing thing. But, they always were just really friendly. They were... And even though we were not British citizens, and granted there's a status of forces agreement and whatnot with the military there, yeah. So, but the fact that we never paid a dime for any of that health care was amazing to me. And, I can't say that, it's not perfect. And yeah, there are some issues with standardized medicine. The costs do end up going up, and part of the problem is, hey, as a nation and as a world, we've become so technically sound that things that would have killed us many years ago, and not to not to put it in a weird perspective, but and take it to maybe a bad place. We had the Iraq War in 2003 and Afghanistan. And people look back to Vietnam. We had 58,000 troops that died in Vietnam. We had about the same amount of boots on the ground, if not, we had, I guess at one point we had almost 180,000 troops on the ground in Iraq and Afghanistan combined. Maybe more. Might have been 250,000. But to think out of that many troops, we had 4,000 casualties. But the wounded level was astronomically higher. And the reason being is that we have come so far technically that somebody that loses a limb or eye or catastrophic shrapnel injuries, we have been able to save them because of technology. But it also means people are living longer. I mean, I don't find it out of the realm of possibility that someone that was born like me in the 70s could live to be in their hundreds normally. I look at my son, being born in 2001. I don't see it beyond the norm that by the way the technology is moving and the cures that we're finding so rapidly, for him to live to 120, 130, and that not be an uncommon normal. So all of a sudden we have a society like, Medicare and Social Security and all this stuff that was set up in a time when people didn't live very far beyond 65. You were lucky if you got to collect your Social Security benefits until you were 70. You were happy if you lived to be 70. That was a long-lived age. But now we routinely have people live 80, 90, 100. And the treatments and the health care and the extra things that they need medicine-wise and so forth, it's funny how technology has essentially cost us so much money. So anyways, I don't mean to be preachy, and I apologize. I hope I haven't turned you off. I wanted to share a personal experience I have that I am firsthand. I have firsthand experience with this, and it's not me, trying to say that. I'm not saying that there's a good answer either. That's the other thing. There's no good answer to this healthcare issue. There really isn't. There's no right answer to this problem. There really isn't. It's something that has baffled and befuddled presidents' agendas for many years. It's one of those third rail items. It's like gun control, and it's like Social Security and Medicare. No politician wants to touch it because it becomes such a detrimental issue to them, and it's bad for business. But that said, well, you said activate scanner, but there's nothing here. So that ended up being a waste for right now. Let's see. We have this system over here. Exactly. And at some point it's as a U.S. issue, and I know, Twitch goes out worldwide. I'm sorry, these are all U.S. problems. As some would joke, it's like first world problems. Okay, this is a weird system. Oh, a black hole. That's interesting. I'm wondering if I wanted to do this. Yeah, I probably don't want to do this. But it's something at some point we have to address. I mean, debt loads aren't going to get any lower. And at some point, the bill comes due and you have to pay it. So the idea is how, what do we, at some point you have to look at these issues and decide they need to be reformed. So, but again, it's an issue nobody wants to touch. Nobody wants to touch it. Because it's bad for business. You don't get reelected that way. You know what I mean? No one gets reelected for saying, well, we should cut Social Security or revamp it. It's literally political suicide. Nothing there. Well, we'll just hop from planet to planet and see what we can find. This is exciting Twitch streaming, isn't it? Nothing. And hopefully my audio is sounding good, I've been playing with it for a while, so trying to get that right balance between the game audio and my audio, so okay. Escape pod. From the Asari Arc? Something tells me I'll have to come back here at some point. I may have just gotten here a little early. But I'm thinking I may just go back to Aya and continue the main story quest and kind of get that going, because nothing here either. I can't believe that they would have two systems that have absolutely nothing in them. So I have to assume I'm coming back to that at some point. Alright, well, let's go back to Aya for now, and we'll make that work. So, yeah. It's been an interesting chat tonight, to be certain. It's always good when you have listeners here that you can kind of engage with and discuss the problems. How long am I planning on running? Probably no more than another 20 minutes or so. And I'll actually have it all archived on YouTube, Potato. You know, I kind of try to always put all this stuff on the on my YouTube channel as well. So, and hopefully my audio sounds good. You can let me know. It sounds like since we've had a very good conversation, I've kind of got my microphone sorted out. Also, I'm recording with a computer with a better input, so that may be helping too. I just need to make sure that my Elgato doesn't cut me off. Back to Aya. I can turn that up. I had it turned way down because at some point... Here's the problem. I was listening to the audio on my laptop when I first started doing this, and it seemed like I was getting drowned out. Then I listened to it on my phone, and I was like, actually, I don't sound as bad as I thought. So I'm wondering if it's just because of the placement of where my laptop speakers are. Like, let's turn this back up to maybe... like right there. Since I have someone listening, they can tell me how it sounds and if I'm still coming up over how the game audio sounds and whatnot. So let's test this. Let's go talk to somebody or something. Or we have the background in the audio. How's that mix sound now? Am I still above the game audio, or should I turn the audio back down to the game a little bit? I may have gone too high. You know, it's just one of those things of trying to find the right balance. Let's see. I should actually figure out what my next message is. Yeah, that's true, I guess. I gotcha. I know, it takes... I always forget I gotta wait for it to catch up. And see how it sounds accordingly. And it doesn't help that I'm in a menu right now. I thought I finished that mission. Oh, I never delivered... Oh, never mind. That's okay. I'm good. Let's go deliver those. So hopefully, we're going to go have a conversation in a second. And that will let us know how it sounds.
I have bad news. Your supplier, Keldo. The cat got him.
Thank you for confirming how he died. You have his supplies?
Keldo ran weapons for the Resistance. You were his contact.
Good. Continue.
Ephra asked you to test me. See how I'd handle myself.
I told him you were smart.
The cat had
Hey,
weapons. I got
well,
them back.
so he liked me and they were just testing me. Way to go.
And Keldo's killer's dead. This is good. You're honest, Pathfinder.
Are we friends now?
I'll tell Ephra you did well.
How many more of these tests do I have to pass?
We don't trust outsiders. But maybe we can work with you. Need to get the weapons where they belong.
Still more about 10% higher, huh? My audio or the game audio? I assume the game audio.
Trade?
Resources are scarce for us. If you'll take credits,
Alright.
I'll trade.
Let's test it.
Stop. My inventory's open to you.
Let's
Anything you need.
let's go 10% higher. There we go. Oops. Okay. Well, I just turned it up a little bit more, so we'll see how that goes. Next up, we're going to go to priority. Alright, well, let's see where this takes us. Alright, where do I need to go? Right there. So let's fast track to the docks. Okay, well, that's good. See, it's always nice when you have somebody that can test the audio for you. Alright. So, let's get over to her HQ and, see, and I have to pull, just so you know, I have to pull my game stuff from Loud.
No right to keep it secret from me.
Okay, well, I can always tweak it up a bit. I'm getting ready to probably cut out here in about 10 minutes. I thought I was going to be a little longer, but I forgot I still need to pull my video streams from last night and upload them to YouTube because my Twitch stream cut out 3 minutes in
Sorry to interrupt.
for an hour and a half video, so I have to upload that to YouTube tonight.
We need to find the Ket command ship. Tell her the truth about my capture.
Moshai, please.
It may be our only route to the Archon.
One of my men helped the Ket take her. A resistance commander named Venturev.
The Archon wanted her knowledge of Remnant tech, but why would Ven betray her?
I don't know. That's why I kept it quiet. I'm working to capture him, make him answer for what he did.
You know where he is?
Kadara
Kadara
Port.
My contacts are hunting him.
Contacts? You can't trust anyone there. They deserted our cause, our people.
And now they're
Oh.
ruled by exiles from your galaxy.
Ven may know how to find the Archon and his ship. We can't leave.
I think I was just at Kadara.
And outlaws.
I'm a little new to the galaxy. Where did Ven go exactly?
Kadara Port is a trading outpost. We abandoned it when the Ket invaded.
Some of us went back. Deserters, scavengers. They don't support Aya.
How did exiles from the Nexus wind up there?
Bad luck for everyone.
I will go to Kadara.
I need the relic that leads to Meridian, and I can handle my people. Let me do this.
I don't like it.
I don't care. The Pathfinder is right.
I'll transmit my files on Kadara Port to your ship.
Our traitor could have useful information. We need him alive.
That's up to him.
Be safe, Pathfinder.
Uh-oh,
As for you,
somebody
my friend,
just got in trouble, didn't they? I didn't realize they get like a shit ton of... Wait a second, something just updated here. I wonder if I found the planet. Oh, so I wonder... guess we'll figure it out. Let's get back to the ship. I'm going to get to Kadera Port, and then I'm probably going to cut out for the evening. And then I got to get my laptop out and transfer my data from last night. Oh, man. It's a never-ending battle. Just trying to get everything squared away properly with this streaming stuff can be a bit of a chore, and it's hard to do unless you have people kind of being able to give you good feedback. So that's why we are thanking Potato Baron 3 tonight, because he gave us some actually really good feedback and on getting our sound and our levels balanced. So now I know kind of where I need to put my sound in the games now. So we'll tinge this up a little more, and we'll fix that in the other games that we're playing. I might have killed the audio a little too low, so.
Director Tan, good news. The Angara opened an embassy for us on Aya.
That is a surprise. What are their expectations?
I convinced them we're friends. Try not to mess
I had
it
to
up.
insult him.
I do not mess it up. I will gather envoys and send them to Aya. Thank you, Pathfinder. We'll take it from here.
Nothing else, right? Okay. Of course I do.
Pathfinder, you have new email.
Under her guidance, officials are again allowing study in the Aya Vault. These are interesting signs. Huh. Okay. Good enough. Let's get to where we need to be. I don't think that system was there before. No kidding. I too hope that medical science can fix things. But again, medical science is also part of the problem. It's why we're in this mess because, like I said, people seem to live a lot longer than they used to. Oh, man.
Well, with luck, they'll be
It's like a boon and a curse all at the same time, what we've done.
anomaly on sensors.
Looks like a big algae field.
Deploying probe. Tracking a huge mineral deposit. Anomaly detected.
We'll get all of our stuff set up here, and
Anomaly found.
then we can go and get some sleep after we get some... Actually, we gotta get some videos uploaded, so there is that part. Oh, okay, well, that's good. I'm so happy they put that skip button in. The skip between planets, that whole transition scene. It was beautiful the first time you did it, and then it's like, alright, I've seen enough of that. That was pretty for a hot second.
Anomaly on sensors.
But after a certain point in time, it's like, nope.
Deploying probe. Anomaly found.
So we found a mountain. What's going on with that planet? Looked like it had a shield around it. Makes me think it's a planet we'll end up having to come back to at some point. Alright.
Now orbiting Gadara. Standing order for all incoming ships. The port is a ceasefire zone by order of Sloane Kelly.
Oh, yeah, she was big time in the book that I read.
Be ready for.
So that's interesting. It's good to see that she lived.
Incoming call. Patching it through.
There's been a development regarding a spy, Venturev. Rendezvous at Crawler's Song. Your contact's codename is Shayna.
Okay.
Got it.
Shayna. Oh,
That's one hell of a welcome sign.
okay.
Exiles have stepped up their game.
That's a hell of a greeting.
Not too shabby for folk who got kicked off the station with nothing to show for it.
Maybe we can get them back on our side.
We know they can fight Ket.
Our supplier's waiting. Come on, we're gonna be late.
Do I even want to know?
Nope.
Alright. Well, we're going to go ahead and save this, and we will be back tomorrow with more streaming. Well, we'll see. Sometimes on Fridays I'm not streaming, so we'll see. But I appreciate you guys watching. Make sure to check out the You Like to Worst Stuff podcast and review it if you like. And if you enjoy it, we have a Patreon as well. You can kick some bucks to it. If not, don't worry. The podcast is always going to be free. That's my only ad. And again, thanks for watching, and we'll be back tomorrow night. Now you get to hear my uncomfortable audio for about 15 seconds while I walk over to my computer and cut the stream. Good night, guys and gals.